Good morning. The adventure continues. It's a blessed morning. 8:36 and 36 seconds counting on this Tuesday morning. Yeah, just trying to work the phone. So I'm in negotiations and discussions all across and they're connecting. I had a great talk with Cabral Douglas early this morning, all the way in Sydney, Australia, and he's putting on a book, and he wanted us to talk a little about it. And the People's Action Theatre, that's the PAT in under the Orange Bully Foundation. They are preparing even now. I missed my part in Streak. I was 15, 16 when this play was put on by Orwin Bully at the St. Gerard's Hall. It's being they're rehearsing right now. So before the week is over, I'll bring you an update, a heads up. And thank you to all the folks who text and sent you sentiments of graciousness and love towards Shannon Robin for his achievement, his global achievement as beating out all these other international karate and martial arts specialists for become number one in the world, certified, qualified, and definitely bona fide Dominican from Marigot on the world stage. Then later on, we before the week is over, we will tell you what the police are doing in regards to the community outreach. It's beginning at Silver Lake, and hopefully we'll be speaking with the public relations officer there, and some other developments in health and tourism and Creole Festival. And all of these before the week is over, we got a call. And of course, we'll bring you an update maybe tomorrow regarding, that's just a heads up, regarding the gun amnesty and other safety measures necessary. Um, is there something happening on the roadways, particularly? And anybody want to tell me, is there something strange happening in Penville? There was Penville 5, then there was, well, I have a little list here, which I don't want, I would rather you tell me about it. Okay. So far, there have been four. Correct me if I need correction. I'll stand down if I'm incorrect. Four tragic accidents um, within that area, like as Penville, claimed the lives. Let me see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, just under 10 individuals. Not only that, young people. Is that a trend? Is that a growing trend that's happening now, particularly in that community? Um, People are losing their lives, young people. My telephone numbers, once again, we begin the first hour with whatever is on your mind. 449-3095-9697. This is the hot seat. I'm Franklin Peter Moses. I'm sitting in for Matt Peltier to the returns. This is the big station, Q95. We say good morning to our friends all over the North America. Every state that you're in. I'm not going to call it, but you know yourselves, wherever you are. You're on the road, you're at the office. You carry us with you everywhere you go. My friends in London is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, just about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and all evening, which was at 3 o'clock, when I was still on the air. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Somebody was on the train going back home, text me and say, well, we're listening to the music, and people are thinking whether or not he or she is crazy because they're just enjoying the music, the nostalgia. Until they got it, Eye of a Tiger, the song entitled from Katy Perry, because you're going to hear Q95 Pro at 8:40 in the morning.
Like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. I heard the stripes. I went from zero to my own hero. You held me down, but already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound. I'm gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got get ready. This can't enough. I see it, I see it now. I got the eye of the
Okay. Following the 1 month gun amnesty, can somebody tell me how many firearms were surrendered? I think I have an idea, an amount. I'll be speaking with the minister tomorrow. However, I'll bring you a story in a short while from now.
It's on fire, filled with catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got 4 feet on the ground, and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds, and she's not backing down. This
Yes, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, we're going on over this line here. Good morning. Thanks for calling. Hello. Okay, gotta get my phone checked. You overseas try calling again, same number. You already know the numbers. Okay, what's in your mind this morning? This is the hot seat for this morning. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
He asked how much guns they must have got.
Yeah.
I heard it's 4 guns.
For you heard 4 guns.
What they got?
4. Okay. Yes, we'll be clarifying that with the minister
Yes, okay.
tomorrow. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Okay, we're trying to go back overseas, see what happens with our line. Yeah. Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, overseas line. We have, according to Houston, we have a problem. Okay, the telephone numbers once again are 449-3095, 3096, and 3097. You already know the office's number, 1305-432-9624. So far, we've been told 4 guns have been surrendered in the 1 month extended amnesty by the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica under the Ministry of National Security run by the Minister Rayburn Blackmore. 8:45 and counting. There was a story going around about regarding the change of attitude and change of quality of service being dispensed at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. And it is beginning to become increasingly alarming because people are complaining that when they report, there's a man who said that or lady or family who had to go to the court to get a lawyer paper to get the method of the passing of their loved ones. What is the procedure for that? And is the healthcare services with a new global hospital in terms of service, has the quality of service increased or has it decreased? What's your views on that? And have you experienced great service? Now let's be balanced here. There's some people who said, well, they've received tremendous service, good service by certain nurses and certain doctors and certain members of staff. And others say they have received atrocious behaviors from a nonchalant and non-caring behaviors. Let's know what you think on that.
Tune in every morning for The Hot Seat.
Sitting here in limbo, but I know it won't be long. Sitting here in limbo, like a bird without a song. Well, they're putting resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Sitting here in limbo, all the dice to roll. Sitting here in limbo, some time to search my soul. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. I don't know where I will lead me, but I know where I've been. I can't say what life will show me, but I know what I've seen. Try my hand at love and friendship, but all that is past and gone. This little boy is moving on, sitting here in the door.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Top of the morning to you.
Well, I'm doing some chores there.
I will.
I'm trying to clean up and do certain little things.
As long as
But I do not know. There is something that is lingering in my mind and comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I am trying to put it in perspective, and it could be for me, could be for somebody else. But what I'm seeing in life is that people are achieving certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we want to do too many things at a time. There's a saying that says, "Jack of all trade, master of none." I believe if somebody's doing something, you do that thing, you accomplish it, then you try something else. But wanting to do too many things at a time, we get weary. Why I'm saying that sometimes, you see, Jesus went about preaching and saying about the good things, telling people about salvation plan and whatever it is, and teaching. But there is a time when he said, "Let us go up to the mountain." He'd go up to the mountain and stand pray. And even when sometimes you see the crowd, sometimes he take the boat and go across to another path.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, son? We got to take time and time for God first, and time for ourselves, and time for our vocation, whatever work it is. But I am looking lately there. Everybody want to be what they want to be. I listened to the young man. That's not the first time I heard him as Robin. Many years ago, I heard him on DBs. And he go through his struggle. It was really rough, really rough. But never believe to ourselves that we are so strong that we can do certain things. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And sometimes when you think you achieve what you achieve, you end up with nothing at all. It does not mean that to cry down anybody, but wanting to have many, many things at a time. I believe success is what you achieved, and you pass it to another person, and the person pass it to another person until it reach wherever it has to reach. And I want to say in this world, in Dominican or people, be careful that we want to have too much at a time or achieve too much at a time. We may crumble ourselves when you think it's in and say, "Oh, God save this and God that." Be careful of that, because the devil is wise. He makes you do all kind of things and make you believe it's God that's coming in it. But the first priority is God. And what I mean, what he said, that the only thing that will last forever is God's salvation plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the heads up. Thank you so much. She says 55. Okay, just and someone just tell me, hello, Mr. Moses. All right, hello. It's not PET. It is La Cour des Arts de la Dominique Inc. and Owen Bully Foundation putting on Streak. Okay, so we'll be having a little discussion with them tomorrow, well, God willing, and also with the minister responsible for national security. Okay, so certain ideas are coming in this morning, whatever is on your mind. But there's something I want to share with you. And he has his first words. He's basically he's beginning like this. Things are things getting crucial? Nasir Fountain, good morning to you, sir. Hit me up sometime.
And praying for things to get better. But right now, it's gonna get worse. Signs of third times are getting easier. And this mountain's just getting nearer, clearer every day. Things are go crucial down in a Babylon. Yeah. Things are go crucial. Things are go crucial down in a Babylon. Yeah. Things are go crucial now. No. Crucial, yeah.
Coming up shortly, but first, let's go to Salisbury.
Good morning, how are you with your family? I would like to send a wedding anniversary to my aunt in Salisbury, Eugenia Williams Harry, and also to her husband, Mr. Wilders Harry. And these visitors are coming from Fairfield family, and also from her children, her nieces and nephews. It's 64 years of marriage, 64 years. So I'm wishing them all the best. Although they are not feeling too well, I wishing them a speedy recovery also, and may God continue to bless them. Also from her brother, Mr. Lecter Williams.
So much of crime and violence. Things are go brutal. Things are go brutal. Now.
I hope it's not crucial for you this morning. Hi, good morning. Talk to me.
Pleasant Tuesday morning to you, Franklin.
Top of the morning to you. Pleasant morning to you.
Thank you. This morning you asked a very interesting question. What is happening on the Penville Road? And the stats you gave is alarming. The amount of young people that have lost their lives there. Is it carelessness on the part of the young people and the way they drive in? Or is it a don't care attitude by the government? And the reason why I say that, just last night I listened to a clipping from Dr. David Dangude, and he was lamenting the lack of rails on our road. So many precipices, cliffs, and things we have to drive on, and there are no rails. Couldn't the government pay attention to that? Install rails around the road, on certain areas of the road. Although sometime back I heard an engineer say the rails will not necessarily prevent you from going down the cliff. But I have seen accidents, not witnessed it, seen areas where they have accidents. And the limited rails we have, preventive the rails are not there, the vehicles would have gone down below. So I think that maybe the minister responsible, the traffic commissioner, the person in charge of traffic, should look into that and start installing rails around certain sections of our road. Thank you very much, Franklin.
Thank you very much. I think that's going to be basically our subject for this morning. Okay, so you said that. Somebody text me and say, it is something more because though we have apparently, places like Poncasse, there was a time when Debash, Poncasse, but the Castlebo stretch, the Portsmouth stretch, and they were like for the year there would be about, let's say, 3 fatal traffic accidents along those routes. But suddenly he's observing that 5 young men died, 1, now 2, then other individuals along that particular area. He's asking, what is wrong? What's happening? What energy, what frequency is happening there? Good morning.
Morning, Peter. Morning again.
Good morning.
Peter, let me ask a question. If 5 people died, is there 2 people die recently?
That I want to know because I don't know, and because I don't know. I don't think so, but I need clarification. Those 2 that died in between the precipice between Penville and I have it. I'm going to clarify that. But the others died. They went over towards the seaside, but it's in the same vicinity of the village. Is the village?
I find it strange.
That's what somebody's texting me. Yeah.
and Dominica, the place I see the most precipice loader on the either side. If no chance of go there, goodbye to them.
Oh,
Too much precipice and no protection for people, drivers or whatever it is, It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Dominica is the most dangerous place Dominica to drive.
Not really. I've seen people who don't have that in America. They have more drunk drivers in America than anywhere else. Dominica's still good. But we just have to be a little more careful because the statistics will show that in every country, no matter how good it is, there will be careless drivers and there will be accidents because of the whole terrain. But I appreciate your calling. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because one of the things is, do we need more? Oi, I was driving. Matt was taking me down to Sophia, Scott said, yo, they've only all the lights, the solar lights. Not what, all of them on the ground. Now, that is to help people navigate the winding road and navigate the roadways of Dominica. Now, there's total darkness. No, you cannot always blame the government. Some people going to take the hacks on all of that. Yes, good morning. Okay. Overseas line. Let me call my technician because I'm really having some difficulty with the overseas line. I know you're trying to call me. Let's try again. Let me try this one here. Let me try this. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't work. Okay. Yes, good morning. You're on. Dominica? Lost you. You call me back. Okay, you're gonna go back international. Yes. Okay. Keep trying on the international line. Still keep trying. Let me see what happens. Who's gonna drive you home? Yes, you call him back. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mama Fish.
Check up it now.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin, we used to say something in the 70s and so, no?
Mm-hmm.
You drive like lightning, you crash like thunder.
Yeah.
You make that blunder, we'll forget you never. And this is mostly what is happening. People drive so very fast, and most times they themselves cannot control the speed they're driving with, So this is what will happen. You take your time and you drive down. Dominica don't have a road for fast driving at all. I don't see any road for fast driving. I've been to Guadeloupe, I've been to Martinique, I've been to Pacific States, I've been to certain places internationally, and they have road for that, but not Dominica. We don't have road for fast driving, Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go to Portsmouth. You leave a good, reasonable time, and you take your time to go to Portsmouth or to Melvin Hall, and so you drive like lightning, you crash like thunder.
Yes.
If you make that blunder, brother, will forget you never.
Okay, thank you. Well, who's gonna drive you home?
Who's gonna tell you when it's too late? Who's gonna tell you things?
Still trying to make some connection. I know you're calling from overseas, but right now can't go wrong. Good morning. Good
You
morning.
know what I'm missing, Mr. Moses?
No, I don't know.
When you used to drive, there are especially places like Scott's Head, Penville, certain places, so many little places to turn, even Poncassi. By the time you come in, you hear things say pop, pop, from afar.
Yes.
It's coming, so you make a way for the other one too. But people don't horn anymore to know. Especially when you live by that place, because the hotel by Spring side, they're coming this place. You don't hear them, nobody horning. People just come down and you see the vehicle and then they try to sing. So we need them to go back to that same horn to know what is happening, because a lot of accident can happen. And for you to see good times and race is to come by Popeye, coming up the road there by the hospital to Popeye to see how speed those people going. But I hear asking myself, but we are, and it's not nothing because they find it's a highway like zoom and sometimes if you're good you have to fly on the side. And you might even end up in the gutter. So up by Popeye there, they need to do something there because the people, the road there, they are going too fast there to Santa Roma. they need to do something there. There are a lot of old elderly people coming from that side coming down. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that. Well, we still continue with this particular song in question.
Who's gonna pick you up when you fall? Who's gonna hang it up when you fall? Who's gonna pay attention to your...
Okay, so somebody's telling me, Franklin, I honestly don't think lack of railings have to do with the Penville fatalities. There is a railing where the Penville 5 went down. There is a wall where the 2 died on Sunday. Yes, it's not a high wall, but there's a wall there. The road from the Sunday accident site to Penville is the best that has ever been. So what happened? So is it? Do we need to have a national a national call to make sure you check your brakes if you're going on long distances during holidays? Make sure you check your brakes. Make sure you have a designated driver. Good morning, 908. Hot seat this morning.
Morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, Franklin.
Good,
Morning.
yes.
This is Samuel here. There are a few points that I want to touch on
Sure.
in the same topic. You spoke about the lightings on the street, especially going to Bells, to Melton Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good thing because up there is really serious darkness, and sometimes your vehicle can have a breakdown here, and the lights would have helped for you to be in the light instead of in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
But now what we're talking about is that people stole the light, and I'm a little bit confused and suspicious of a lot of things. Are they stealing it to ship it out of Dominica? I'm asking that question because the amount of lights that is said to be stolen in them places, I'm not seeing none of these lights in anybody's yard, on anybody's house, or anybody's business place. So what are they doing with those lights if really and truly somebody's stealing the light? Or is it a sinister plan by somebody so they can play politics and blame other people? Because I know there was a time that there was a fire. Everywhere it had a fire, it had one person that seems to know who caused the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he was never investigated by the police. So that makes me believe that person is involved in causing the fire, but trying to let it look like it's somebody else doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of the things on my mind. And the other thing is, we have limited road signs. They're not putting the signs, and this thing. But the government would undertake new roads, refurbishing of roads and this thing, and they put no sidewalk. Look at the road from Pukase, Parish Speed, or we call it the junction of Casabos to right Car Reserve up the Concord side.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Casabos stretch, and even up in the village, you have no sidewalk. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In this modern age, 2020, right? You are building road and boasting, you are refurbishing road and boasting about it, and where the EU or World Bank funding it, and you do no sidewalk, people can get injured on the road in the night in that thick darkness. It will be too late when you reach on somebody to see it. It's going to be too late.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a cause of concern. And the signs that are not being put in specific places, and I'm not saying that they are not reckless driving. I call on these people to drive carefully, stay, and we have a problem with Dominicans that they don't stay on the side when they're driving. They always want to be in the middle of the road.
Yes, especially in the nighttime. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they always want to be in the middle of the road and do a hard maneuvering when you turn up on them. That creates accidents. So stay on your side, respect the corners, and take it easy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody doesn't have to be driving fast. Take it easy. These vehicles are way faster now, and our road system is really dangerous down here. So take it easy. While the governments are being careless of not putting the necessary things in place to protect lives, take it easy on the road, brother. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
the bus drivers also, I'm Franklin. The bus drivers are driving crazy with passengers on board. And the passengers are enjoying the ride. Nobody want to talk. And when somebody talks, the bus drivers seem to be angry too. This is dangerous. This is not necessary. This is, I mean, come on. This is not good.
Thank you very
So
much.
anyway, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I want folks. Okay, you drive on the roadways. You are either a pedestrian who takes the bus regularly for all your life. You have a motor vehicle and you make the transition from your home to work or to your garden or wherever you have to go. Once you leave home with your vehicle that you pay insurance for and you have a license for to drive on the roadways, the government has a right to provide you with the safety, the necessary roadworks, and the infrastructure for the smooth running of the vehicles. They get insurance. The government, we get insurance. We are the government. We get the insurance. The insurance company gets the down payments, the coverage, but they pay the government for having business, so the money goes around. So it's our investment. Then the insurance and the licensing department that pays our salary too, and that goes into the coffers of the consolidated fund. However, I have a question, but let me go to him. I have a question, and that question is going to come up after this call. Good morning, 9:13 morning time in the hot seat.
Franklin, I don't believe the lights are being shipped versus for sale. If the poles are there, then it's the battery they're still in. But if the poles are not there, I'll tell the caller where they have the lights. He's not seeing them because they have the lights. Maybe he's not passing there. Let me give you a truth. What is something that's happening in the way? And you could be the people are so stupid. Some guys steal the lights wherever, and the Coast Guard was on a patrolling, and they see that big light in the forest. So they wonder, how the forest could have such a bright light. So they investigated, the squad made a raid there only to find the marijuana they sell at the So they have the lights, they steal the lights and have it, for them to see. And they end up losing their fill of marijuana.
I didn't want to say that, but I'm happy you did. Okay. So he didn't call name. He didn't say which police. He didn't say what area. But I got that news. Somebody texted that to me, and somebody mentioned that to me previously. Now, the next question is I was about to allude to, or I was alluding to, is wherever you are, somebody mentioned to me to bring that up. You see the junction there by my Boyd next to Vanu's house where DBMC used to be in the corner there? Do you need a street light there? Tell me every area in around Rosal, Dominica, Goodwill, Newtown, Pottersville, Pennyville, Portsmouth. You think that you want to put pressure on the traffic department and the government for the safety and livelihood of people, including school students, to have a traffic light. Let's see if we can invest in that. Good morning. Yellow. Talk to
How
me.
are you?
I'm right. Very fine. Thank you.
I'm calling to have a discussion with you on this matter
Please go ahead.
because there are lots of things to be discussed, and I think it goes both ways, or you can say it's a three-way process. You know? But first of all, let us dismiss the thing about the lamp poles. I heard the comment on the lamp poles being broken, but Franklin, have you noticed all around Dominica these lamp poles are going down?
Yep. I just mentioned it.
Franklin, have you ever heard a statement by the Minister of Communications and Works, the police, or the Minister of National Security on these broken lamp poles? This phenomenon that, have you ever heard a national statement on that?
Nope, never.
Have you ever heard a statement advising people that they should not be done and what repercussions or penalties will take place if this thing happens?
Not on record.
So you meant to tell me no commissioner of police, no minister of government, no prime minister, nobody in communications and works has seen this happening in Dominica for them to collectively come together, discuss the issue, and see what national statement can be made regarding that recurring, continuous, damaging issue?
I'm not aware if
None
it's
at
been
all.
done. If I'm not aware if it's
Not
going
aware.
to be done.
And you know, that's when we talk about government, it reflects on governance. It reflects on people who hold offices. It reflects on people who are in positions of administration and management of the country, because you cannot be having a major investment like that done all around Dominica. People have paid, money has been spent by the taxpayers of Dominica, by the government of Dominica, to install these lamp poles all over Dominica, be it by Dibwash, where they started, or on the west coast, or on the south of Dominica, where these things have been knocked down. And you mean to tell me no government official, no authority of state or government can say, well, okay, what is the source of this problem? What is the cause of the problem? To say, well, okay, we're going to launch an investigation that you warn the public that the damage of those poles will cause A, B, C, D, F, G. Remember, Domlec used to give people warnings that if you interfere in their poles, what would happen? Domlec used to do it. Government has not done it, and I think it is lacking in diligence, it is lacking in accountability, and it is lacking in public relations. And that is happening on a national level, and nobody in the government system has ever made a statement or issued some kind of warning or stipulated some kind of repercussion if that is to happen. Or even so, to guarantee the population, not in any press conference of the Prime Minister that happens every week, that this is happening, this is what we're doing about it, we're warning the people and we're going to investigate. There has been no account of any investigations on that major investment in Dominica. Would you agree?
And none for the police either.
Exactly. So would you agree? So, and that has to be done.
It has to be done.
Secondly,
yes.
Franklin, let us look at the levels of incidents and accidents in Dominica. Now, we must be very sympathetic and condole and concerned about the number of deaths that are happening on our roads. And, you know, it is sad when that happens. Lives are lost, families are lost, sons are lost, daughters are lost, mothers are grieving, communities are grieving.
Families are
when
broken.
These things happen. So we have to condole with them. But Franklin, let us make a comparative analysis on the road situation in Dominica now versus then. Franklin, the roads in Dominica that we have, are they new?
They've been refurbished. I'm not quite sure which road.
They have been resurfaced, that's all.
Yes.
But we have had the same valleys, we have had the same meandering roads, we've had the same contours, we've had the same mountainous landscape, going back to the 50s and 60s when there were no traffic lights, when the roads were narrower, when we had the same forest and we had the same forest and we had the same thing. Yes or no?
Yes.
Did we used to have accidents on the road like we're having now?
I have not checked the statistics, but it appears on the surface value, no.
No. Okay, one can say that we have more vehicles now on the road than we had then, correct?
Yes, we definitely do.
And one can say that the traffic on the road is much more now, so therefore we can expect a higher level of incidents, correct?
Most certainly.
Okay, fine. But Franklin, have you noticed the quality of driving that takes place on Dominica's roads today?
I have noticed it. You will say...
Have you noticed the reckless, dangerous, inciting and frightening way that our motorcycles and our motorbikes drive on the road today?
Yes, particularly the motorcycle and the
right.
Yes.
Remember, we're having a discussion. Have you noticed as well the kind of reckless, impatient, impetuous driving that many of our young drivers engage in today?
That's what I was hinting at, yes.
Overtaking around corners, overtaking over non-overtaking lines, driving dangerously on the streets, exceeding the speed limit, driving recklessly and very fast in villages. We have people who drink and drive, and then it's a common thing now that in all the feasts and so-called fetes in Dominica, alcohol is consumed beyond level, because our Dominica, first of all, is the capital of rum and stew, right? Okay. Where you go to community activities, you go to social activities, and Franklin, it's a disgrace to see how bar owners, event organizers, people who organize parish feasts and village feasts and so have no control, no regulations on the level of alcohol that is consumed, and the police themselves who go to those events do not do any checking of people to see whether they are drunk or not and whether they should be driving. Bus drivers full of people, they drink and they carry loads of people on the road. People go to fetes and the police are there and they don't stop people like would happen in any other country and say, okay, don't drink and drive. You're drinking, you cannot drive. They confiscate the vehicles, they take the keys, and they tell the people do not drive.
You're
Do you
right.
see that happening in Dominica?
No.
Right.
Let me give you. However, yeah, but let me stop you because there's some incident happened last evening where I saw the police. They were just walking in town. They were all in green in their military fatigue, and then they walked down the road and they stopped some guys who were particularly on Cork Street, just hanging out, and they searched them down, asking them if they had any illegal substances. I wonder if those kind of things that you're mentioning cannot be done spot checks. They do have the spot checks, like the stop at the bridges and so on. But in terms
Franklin, without interrupting you, this police army fatigue in the streets of Dominica is something I do not condone because we're not in a war. Dominica is not a war zone. We are not in a constant state of emergency. So I totally object to policemen being in fatigue, number one. And I find it is very undemocratic and you could almost say lawless that in a civilized country, we have policemen constantly roaming the streets of Dominica in army fatigue like we are under state of emergency or duress. That is the abuse of power and privilege by the police, which I don't condone and I don't subscribe to. Okay, that should never happen in any country. Because when you go to the United Kingdom and you go to Canada and you go to civilized countries, particularly the United Kingdom where police started, you do not walk in London or anywhere and see police in army fatigue doing any normal protect and serve duties. Okay? So if policemen are to be stopping people for driving, they must do it in their police uniform. We are not on a war. We're not in a state of emergency. It's not Gaza. It's not Afghanistan. It's not Iran. It's not Iraq. It's not Palestine. And I don't see why we have policemen walking around Dominica in army fatigue and guns, just harassing and intimidating the citizens of the country in army fatigue. Let's get back to the traffic thing.
Let's get
back to the traffic. That's the kind of policing that has been that we have allowed to come into Dominica, and then we just accept it. The citizens of Dominica have just accepted that you can have policemen in army fatigue, intimidating and frightening and trying to create a sense of fear among citizens when it's not necessary. And the normal duties that should be performed by policemen in police uniform is not done, but it's done by people like we are in a state of war. Okay, like some war has been declared on the citizenry of Dominica. It's not necessary. So we're under a state of emergency, and that should not be accepted as part of the police force. Secondly, and we don't have a defense force. Remember, the defense force was disbanded years ago, and the very same things we disbanded the defense force for is what we're using the police in army fatigue to do today. Okay, let's have that from a historical perspective. Now, so let's get back to the traffic situation. We also have to ask Franklin, what kind of learners license program? I think it is time that Dominica has a driving school because Franklin, I do not think that the driving schools that exist today are competent and efficient enough to teach people to drive properly.
Okay. Well, why you say that?
Because we have
Yeah, go ahead. Explain that.
We have a lot of people with driving schools, and when you notice and you observe, anybody in Dominica have a driving school nowadays. How do they get certified? How do they get qualified? How are they supervised? How are they regulated to ensure that the people that they're teaching to drive, that these people who are teaching people to drive are competent, are knowledgeable, experienced, and they have the right regulations to teach people to drive? Because I have had discussions with people who have been to driving school, and I can tell you there's a lot of inconsistency. I've done my own research. And I remember interviewing about 10 to 15 people who have been taught to drive from different driving schools with a certain set of questions. And would you believe the answers that I got from these people were all inconsistent and not in keeping with any standards or expectations of proper driving.
That is
so it's all business. It's all business, and I can share it with you anytime. It's all business.
Yes.
Okay? Now, the question we have to ask is when they go for the test, how do they get that test? What kind of acuity or what kind of preciseness that is given for them to do the test in terms of having a written exam, in terms of having a driving exam, and in terms of having a competency exams? That is important.
Okay.
If you are on drugs, if you are an alcoholic, if you don't have proper vision, if you have certain psychological problems,
an existing medical condition.
Exactly. You know, And how is it that you're given a license when those things are not checked? And I think the time has come for, again, that is where government comes in, because people say sometimes you can't blame the government. But that's why you have a government. When people are elected into office and they go into to a ministry or they sit in parliament, they have to open their eyes and open their ears and observe what is happening in the country to say, well, okay, what problems that exist in the country, to see how we can solve them, how we can mitigate them, or how we can create proper regulations and laws to ensure that things are done properly in a country. And so therefore, when you have anybody opening any driving school, anybody passing an exam, no matter how, and then when it happens, God knows how they get the driving license, because you never tell what on the table, behind the scenes are happening to ensure. Because Franklin, I'll share a story with you now in Dominican.
Sure.
Since last year, May, I called Matt, and I told Matt that I understood, because there was a young person who I overheard on a discussion on a bus. I was not driving, but I was on a bus going up to Goodwill. And I overheard a young man talking to another young man, he and his girlfriend, saying that they were going to get some money to bring to a police so that they can have their license. And I sat at the back of the bus and I listened to the conversation in depth. And what this young man was saying, the owner of the driving school was telling him, bring $1,000 for me and I'll give it to somebody in the traffic department and I won't have to do the test and I'll get my license. I heard that conversation on a bus. And on my inquiry, I was given the name of the driving school. I shared it with Matt, and Matt has never shared that on the radio. It's not going on a year. And I think that is something that should have been brought to the public discussion so that the police could have been aware that people are aware of what is happening. So therefore, you may have people in the driving schools who are with insider trading, whereby they take money from their students to give to people in the police and income tax so that they can get license. And if I am speaking the untruth, I'm reporting what I heard while sitting on a bus, traveling to Goodwill, listening to a conversation between two young people.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of issues regarding traffic in Dominica. The situation of traffic in Dominica has reached a stage whereby we need to seriously do some review. We need to do some study as to the quality of driving in Dominica, the level of preparedness for driving. Dominica now needs to have a driving school, because first of all, we have a lot of drive people in Dominica. They need to be, like in Guadeloupe and the United Kingdom and Canada and other places, you go to a driving school, okay?
Yes.
You do a simulated test. We need to establish that so we can have standards across the board. Something established by the states, with all the right traffic questions, with all the right legal questions, with all the right signage questions, where people can be questioned, pass an exam, and then after they do that, then they are given a road test. So then they're allowed to go on the road, and where they can be monitored, where they can be observed, and where they can do another test before they, because we have too many reckless drivers in Dominica who do not know right of way, okay? Who will speed around the roundabout, who don't know to stop when a vehicle is coming around the roundabout, who do not observe stop signs, right? Who don't understand overtaking signs. And we have a lot of reckless driving in Dominica that I think enough of us may have observed, and the authorities ought to be aware of, to put in place the right review of regulations, okay, and stand or other kind of legal requirements to ensure that we have proper driving. Accidents will happen, okay? We will continue, because I mean we have more vehicles on the roads, we have more people driving. But I will say this: we cannot blame the roads of Dominica, because we've had the same precipitous highways and roads in Dominica. As anything, our roads are wider now compared to the 5-feet roads we used to have before. Okay? They are much better paved now compared to all the potholes we used to have in the 60s and the 70s. Okay? What we have now in Dominica are people who do not know, well, okay, there's a certain thing to a speed limit in certain areas, that you don't back sway around a corner, that you don't overtake going down or up a hill, that you don't try to overtake a vehicle around the corner, that you know there's a speed limit when you're driving through a certain village. And not only that, Franklin. Another thing that has to be put in place, we have to pass a law to regulate the bus drivers in Dominica who will stop anywhere, who will drive recklessly, who will speed with certain, and there must be severe penalties and fines like Barbados did since in the 70s and the 80s to regulate the public bus drivers. We need that in Dominica because our bus drivers have gone overboard. Our bus drivers are now putting people's lives at risk. Our bus drivers in Dominica have no respect for pedestrians, very little respect for speeding limits, very little respect for the proper use of signage on the roads where they park. You have bus drivers who will stop by for instance, say DBS to put down somebody. And then they stop again by Fortune to put down somebody. We need bus stands in Dominica where the buses will only stop at bus stops, so that they don't stop all along the way, obstructing traffic, hindering traffic. There are bus drivers who will stop at anywhere and not mindful of the fact that there are vehicles behind them which you have to overtake. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to put in place regulations in Dominica too. And what I'm saying is, not wanting people saying it's not these are political questions, because they hinge on governance and people. And anything that hinges on governance and people are political questions. And it stops at the desk and the door of the political directorate whom the people of Dominica elect to govern the country, who they pay taxes for, and who they expect to observe what is happening in the country and set in place the right regulations and protocols and procedures for the effective, safe, and proper running of a country. Right now, the traffic situation in Dominica has gotten out of hand. And it is very obvious and very clear. And unless the authorities that decide that they are going to observe what is happening, put in place a task force to look at, and I don't mean task force in green, a task force of legal persons, a task force of community-minded persons, to observe the infringements and the violations of traffic in Dominica for 6 months. We have retired policemen. We have Yvonne Alexander. We have a lot of retired policemen who can sit on that committee to look at the traffic situation. Former inspectors. We have Mr. Irish. Okay? Put them in a committee to examine the infringements and say, well, okay, moving forward, these are the recommendations we are making for the proper road safety and driving regulations of Dominicans at large. I think that's where the discussion has to begin. We cannot be reacting to every time there's a vehicle at Charles Arena Palace and think, well, look, we're just going to react. We must be mindful of the fact that the traffic situation in Dominica has evolved. Our roads have not changed, but there are certain violations, certain situations where there's a lot of lack of order and disorder in the streets of Dominica. And the Minister of National Security, Minister of Communications and Works need to come together, put in place a task force, study and evaluate the traffic violations and situations in Dominica, make regulations so we can amend our laws and our traffic codes, etc., go to Parliament, debate it, and pass a law and regulations to make sure that we have proper safety, because other countries have done it. And so that is what they have to do. Instead of going to the House of Assembly and giggling and talking all kind of nonsense about every other thing that is of no significance to the people of Dominica. That's why we elect a government for. That's why people go to Parliament for. Okay? That's why we have elected representatives and ministers of government to look at situations in the country, put in place the right mechanisms, have the right people in place to ensure that things are studied for the welfare, for the benefit, and for the safety and the security of the citizens of Dominica.
The next question I would just want to ask you quickly: do you think, and can you identify for me if somebody is suggesting that it's imperative that they have a street light erected by my boy the area there, on that street there, by E.H. Charles area?
All that can come from a task force. Where can effective, you need one at DBMC. There are certainly places where street lights are required in Dominica with the right traffic signage, etc. But all that can come from a task force where you study and you evaluate the risks, the safety concerns, the security loopholes that are there. And so when you have them, then that can come from a proper report. That's how government is not impulsively. It's not like the Prime Minister going to the House of Assembly and just running his mouth saying anything. No. A country is run effectively when the right and relevant ministers of government put in place the right study groups and mechanisms to ensure the right recommendations are made so they can be studied by the respective minister of government. It can be taken to cabinet. Cabinet takes it to parliament. Parliament does what has to be done. And so government acts on a matter. It can't be just walking, oh, we need one there, we need one there. It doesn't make sense. That's not how things are done. That's not how things are done. And so that's what you call a comprehensive review for governance and proper administration. It cannot be impulsive. It cannot, oh, we're going to open a water bottle in Canada, we're going to do this there, it cannot be that. It's not how things are done. And we have been too accustomed to that showmanship of articulations where people just ejaculate all kind of statements and we have nothing to prove of it at the end. You know, that's why you have a government. That's why it's called public administration.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so within that context, the relevant and appropriate minister with his permanent secretary and his technocrats and administrative personnel look at an issue, like we have an issue at the hospital, we have traffic issues, look at things that way, study them, make recommendations to the respective minister, take it to cabinet, take it to parliament, so you have a national solution to an issue. That's how it is done.
Got you.
That's how a country is run. I'll be walking, thinking, oh, we need a traffic light by my boy. We need a traffic light there. We need a traffic. That's not how it's going to be done. That's not how it's going to be done.
It has to
we have to do it properly.
Structural approach. So
yes, you have to have a structured, strategic, proper governmental approach to public administration and governance so that a country can run well.
Simeon, thank you very much.
And it cannot be seen as one man doing everything, but the ministers will be seen as working.
Mm-hmm.
The ministries will be seen as functioning. That's what has to be done. Because we don't have any functioning working government now. It's not too late to correct things. When we have an issue and we have a problem, that's why you have a minister. That's why you have a permanent secretary. That's why you have a senior administrative officer. That's why you have a senior technical officer in a ministry. That's why you have heads of departments. That's why you have chief of this and chief of that who operate under the minister. So the Minister of National Security must meet with his Commissioner of Police and his assistant and his deputy and his permanent secretary and the Attorney General, okay? And sit down and look at the traffic issue in Dominica and say what can be done about it. Let's put in place a task force or commission to examine those things. We make recommendations to us and we discuss it as a government. We take it to Parliament where the people of Dominica, through their representatives, will ratify, endorse, and vote on what are the recommendations that are appropriate for the effective functioning of the state. That's what it's supposed to be.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I'll call upon you again. Have a good morning.
Who's gonna drive home?
Yes, good morning. Yes, this is the hot seat for today, Tuesday.
Yes, Franklin, good morning to you again.
Yes.
I enjoyed the deliberation by our the past caller. I know his name, but I don't know whether I should call his name. And everything he said, is on point. And about the people who have driver's license, Franklin, I know of two people for fact. I'm factually,
yes,
for a fact, they could never pass the license test. None of them could pass it.
So you mean you said to me they could pass the lie, but not the sense?
They could pass it maybe driving on the road, but the test before that, the writing test, they could never pass that thing. Never. And this is why I agree with him that the people in the traffic department, the policemen, let me call their name, I don't call them any specific name, the policemen and the people in the Inland Revenue, they are taking money. I don't know which ones are not or are taking the money, but they are taking money to give people driver's license. I am sure about that. I can bring them to two people to ask them how they get their driver's license. So let's go and do this test again and see whether they get in here passing it. Good morning.
Who's going to drive you home tonight? Good morning.
Something. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead. Who's going to pick you up?
Yes, but most of the time when people talk about what is happening in the country, people just say it's because you don't like the government.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they'll say, oh, you want to compare Dominica to other places. Frankly, let me tell you something. I've been honest to you. Dominica is one of the most difficult place to build road, right? Dominica is not like the other country where you can just build road that's flat. Dominica is very mountainous. Dominica has a lot of cliffs, and it takes brave people to build a road in Dominica, and we know that. But our road failed, and our road was good before. It's still good now. But our government is not showing enough attention to our road network. The engineers that are working on our road, they're not working on the behalf of the people of Dominica. Because certain places that's supposed to have railing, it don't have railing. So the places that not supposed to have railing, and it looks like they put it there for design.
Give me a quick example. Give me a place. Give me a location that you think that one's supposed to be erected. You there?
Yes, I there.
Yeah, give me a place. Take your time. Think of a place. Canefield, the cliff, around about. Give me a place you think. Alert the nation, alert the authorities. Where you think they need a railing, a guard railing, a speed bump, a light.
So, for instance, something when you're coming out, you see when you leave Biosh and you're coming down to take Colio.
Okay.
On that side there, they have some serious cliffs down there. And the only thing that there to hold a vehicle if it's going down is trees. And trees cannot hold vehicles. You need railing from right there to go down to Colio in the village. They have a little piece of railing. When you take the corner just before you take the gas station in Colio there, higher up will have no railing there. Anytime you go down there, Kaipul Kwasi for you. The rail is supposed to continue going right up to protect the vehicles. You don't know what could happen. I can give you so many places in Dominica that need railing. Take for instance, Taro. When you're coming down and you leave Jimmy, and you're coming down to take Harvard Hill, right there you need some serious railing there because down there have a serious precipice. When anytime you go down there, you reach in where they call Rodney's Rock. Down there you reach in. They take some big stones and they put there as if, well, the stone then going to stop a car from going down there. You need to have proper railing there. I'm not telling you the transport cannot break the railing, but it can stop the speed. Or sometimes it can prevent the vehicle from going down. It don't have railing. Now, Franklin, I hear you asking a question this morning whether my Boyd area needs a stoplight. I'm not telling you it don't need a stoplight. But most of the time, Franklin, stoplight does cause traffic jam. I live in big country. I can testify that to you. What they need is a roundabout. They need a roundabout by Murboy there. They need a roundabout by in the entrance of Goodwill there to go up to the hospital. They need a roundabout there. If they had a roundabout,
hold on. By the hospital, isn't there one there already?
By DBMC there.
DBMC. Okay, yes. Okay.
Yes,
all
right there. If they had a roundabout there, there's a policeman that died on a bike. I'm not saying he could not die, but maybe he would have been alive today because if they had a roundabout there, his vehicle would not cut across in front of him. Because any vehicle that is on the roundabout already have the right of way. Every vehicle that is approaching a roundabout must stop. So a roundabout, have so many roundabouts. Take out street light and put roundabout. St. Martin, take out street light and put roundabout. I can tell you all the countries that take out street light and they put roundabout because roundabout is much better than a street light. And they just build that road there not too long. They take the middle of the road and they put street light in the center of the road. When they could have easily made that road a 2 lane to go down, 2 lane to come up, and put this light on the side of the road. Because transport don't need light in the center of the road. The transport already have its light. It's the pedestrians that need light.
So it's when you're walking on the side of the road, you need light, not in the center of the road. And them pillars they put in the center of the road, it look like it has 4,000 to 6,000 psi concrete. Because when a car hit it, the car split it in two and not even a paint coming up on it. So there is a danger in the center of the road right there. So that is bad engineering. When you watch under Mount Daniel, the road is so large there that incoming vehicle is still overtaking while another vehicle coming down, the other one is still overtaking. That also can be dangerous. The government spoiled the road there. They should have put a 4-lane road there, 2 to go down and 2 to come up, and we would not have all them accidents that is happening under Mount Daniel, because vehicles find to themselves that the road is large enough so they can overtake while another vehicle is incoming. And Franklin, our government spoiled the design of our road. They get the money from the World Bank to give us proper work on road. They take our money, they do whatever they want to do with it, and then they just give Galakan some money to just do what they want in our road and spoil our network. The Chinese say they come and resurface our road from Portsmouth to Roseau. The Chinese do a bad job. The Chinese didn't put rain in where they're supposed to put rain in, and most of the culvert, the Chinese put water go back down with them. They have to send back Galakan to fix them. Take for instance Salisbury. They just finished fix a culvert in Salisbury. Look, right now they're fixing one in Marco Street. The God goes them. You telling me the engineer didn't see that this culvert had to replace? They didn't see they had to make them culvert bigger before they resurface the road, and for you to come back and spend another money to resurface after the water take it. Thinking our government need, as the gentleman said, we need a task force to take care of our road service for us. Tell us what we should do our road, put laws in our road, put proper road force in Dominica, and we need to start competing with the other Caribbean countries. St. Lucia have fallen road. St. Lucia have tunnel. Dominica have cliffs to make tunnel. We have not one tunnel. We have not one fallen road in our country. So all the time we have to remain cataract. We have to be the last all the time. Nobody cannot see that Dominica need to move forward. Don't have a good morning.
Yes, have a good morning. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that one. Great observation. So if you call, I want you to suggest to me, call the places, give us direction where you think we need streetlights. What's your suggestion? Where you think we need guard railings? What the experience you've had? Who have you lost? And what is a bad experience that you had? Whether it's your insurance, whether it's your license, whether it's traffic, whatever it is.
You get a fast car. I want to take it to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal.
Yes, good morning. 9:49, hot seat, Tuesday it is. Yes, good morning. Oh, we have a lawyer. We have an attorney coming in this afternoon from just about on the talk on the block. Yes, good morning, Dr. Me.
Good morning.
Yes, yes, sir.
Mr. Franklin, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay. I just want to say Simeon was in queue this morning.
Right in queue.
Right in queue. I'm saying that because I'm in the position to do that. I learned to drive in England. I had 5 driving licenses when I left England. I drove the buses for 22 years. I passed the test. I have a license for teaching people to drive. I have a license for articulated driving. I have a license for the bus. I have a license for the advanced driving test. The advanced driving test, you've got to take 2 hours and 45 minutes to drive with the police without making one single mistake. So I'm in the position to talk about driving. Roads and signs helps, but roads and signs doesn't cause accidents. A good driver should drive according to the condition of the road. First and foremost, when I first came to Dominica, I saw some driving. I was at headquarters, so some people came in for license. I spoke to the examiner, etc. I said, well, look, what happens when a person asks for a provisional license? First and foremost, and sometimes we say, oh, are we talking about overseas and we shouldn't compare? I mean, we should take the good things from overseas and use them here.
Most certainly.
Right. Now, when you go in for a provisional license, they give you a booklet.
Mm-hmm.
The booklet tells you and helps you the condition of driving, how to drive, what you should do. The signs are very, very important. What you do on a wet road, what you do on a dry road. Where you overtake on a brow of a hill, you should not overtake on a bend and corner, those type of things. At the speed limit, at what speed you can stop if a vehicle stops in front of you. Doesn't matter if you are the wrong driving speed, don't matter how much you hit the brake, it's not going to stop. You hit the brake and you sometimes hit the brake and they think, oh, it's going to stop, and it locks. And from time the back wheel locks you out of control. You cannot stop. So if you are the right driving distance from the vehicle, you press your brake, you let it go, you press your brake, you let it go, and you stop. The same thing. How you drive on a wet road. And I think, the driving in Dominica is so bad. And in my opinion, is lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. This thing of I have the right of way, that is nonsense. Right? I mean, even though you have the right of way and you see you're going to go into your right of way, so-called right of way, and you're going to cause a traffic accident, or you're going to stop to cause a traffic jam, why go there? So you have what they call courtesy on the road. Courtesy on the road. You're going up a hill, a vehicle is coming down, the road narrows, you allow the vehicle on top, should allow the vehicle coming up to stop. Courtesy. Right? I shouldn't go there because I will block the road. We are lacking that. A lot of the problem we have here.
Driver's common sense, just basic driver's common sense, awareness, and awareness.
Well, yes. I am talking terms here. It is common sense, but in the traffic terms, it's called courtesy, road courtesy. So we need to now. You have to get. I suggest to the police that if a person applies for a provisional license, that they get that booklet, which teaches you how to drive, what the brakes is do, what is the, I've spoken to quite a few, how you call it, people teaching people to drive, right? On questions on what you should do, and they don't know. I saw a man teaching somebody to reverse the other day on the corner, and the man is on the road.
Yeah.
The man is not in the vehicle, no. He's on the road teaching the person how to reverse.
What's his name again? There's a name, it just slipped me, but you're supposed to be a teacher, not a teacher.
Instructor.
Driving instructor. That's
an instructor. And so you a proper driving school should have manual control, so you can stop. The only thing the instructor haven't got is the steering wheel, but he has the brakes on the accelerator and the clutch, etc. He can control the vehicle. You should have that, at all times. Now, when you go in for driving, you should have a booklet that teaches you all the rules, and until you learn that, you are not ready to go and take a driving test. And after you've taken the driving test, you've got to not only drive in properly, you've got to answer questions. If you don't drive properly, they ask you more questions. If you answer a lot of questions, then okay. And after you've passed that test, you get another booklet. And that booklet says road traffic, and it teaches you to continue to drive. Frankly, after you've just passed a test, right? You cannot drive. You can drive from A to Z, but driving entails the road traffic. The signs are very, very, very important. Signs are more important than traffic lights, because it tells you where to turn and when to bend. You have to know all the signs, all the meaning of the signs, right? So, for instance, sometimes you come to a corner and it says halt and stop. Halt and stop is two different things.
Yeah.
In driving, So I said
Explain to me when you say halt and stop. Explain that for me.
Right. No. If halt means you must stop. Whether you've got to stop. Right? Now, stop means, you come up to the sign, you look right, you look left, you look right again, twice, you make sure nothing's coming, you drive slowly, and then you can turn and go on because it is safe. That's the difference. But if it says halt, you've got to stop. You must stop. Right? So after you pass your test, you have this other booklet. Booklet tells you to continue to learn to drive. You just pass your test. I mean, you cannot have the experience as a person that's been on the road for 10, 15 years. So you're learning. And every day, even as a driving license for many years, every day you go on that road, you learn something. Right? No, lights, your mirror. You should always know what's coming behind you. Your wing mirrors, what are they for? Right? Because before in the early days, there are no wing mirrors. But the wing mirrors that they put on later was that even though you're looking at the mirror inside your vehicle, a vehicle can be coming on your side and you won't see them. So that's hence the reason they put the wing mirrors. So you can see the vehicle coming up. And signals, they don't do that. No, hand signals are very important. So when you go for the test, you've got to do hand signals.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Thank you for talking about the hand signal. I hardly ever see anybody put their hand for slow down, going left, going right. Yeah. Talk about
people
that.
People don't even because everybody window is up now.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
Wonderful idea. Well, no
Now,
observation.
if you're going up the road and all of a sudden your indicator stops, your indicator is not working anymore. You've got to use your hand signal.
Give me an example. If you're going left, if you want to go down, if you want to slow down, so explain to me. What do you do with your hands?
So the police, the officer that was doing the test asked me who am I. I said that doesn't matter, sir. Really, And another thing again, advice. I mean, no matter who you are, nobody knows everything. There's always somebody that knows something that you don't know, and it's good to listen. Then he said to me, "Well, we haven't got money. How are we going to pay? For the book? If somebody comes for their test, and you're going to charge them $15 or $20 more for a booklet that is going to teach them to drive and safety on the road, just put it into the cost. Put it into the cost. I mean, if the test is $150, $70, you have to pay. You must do it because you need it. You must do it. So really, I can talk on driving for a long time, right? No, what I think we need, and I suggested that, but it's only to say give us ideas, but they don't take it, they don't use it. You only use it if it comes from them, right? You need, and I'm going back to England again. The committee is not a police thing. We have too much police thing. It's like neighborhood watch and community policing. That it is not too much police. It should be a community thing. An amount of community people. The traffic sign laws should be community people, knowledge people. Of course, you must have policemen in it, totally policemen in it. But you have about 4 or 5 community people who are knowledgeable. And you sit together and you put the rules, driving rules together, and let us see if we can, because it is really, really, really needed. Drinking. After you had one drink, people say, "Oh, I can drink and I control the vehicle." That's not true. After you have had one drink, it relaxes you. And that is what you must not do at no time behind the wheel, is to be relaxed. You should be alert all the time. You have one drink, it relaxes you. You have a second drink. I mean, I see bus drivers drinking beer. I drove the bus for 22 years, and I can tell you it is not an easy thing when you have 50 and 60 people on a bus and 70 people on a bus, right? So the few people, and the kind of speed these fellows are driving and stopping anywhere and doing those things are nonsense. And a driving license for a bus, for driving a bus, and for an ordinary council license, is 2 different licenses. So really, I think we need that committee to sit and to put those rules together, and and then we need booklets. Let the people pay for the booklets, And we need traffic wardens, because we haven't got enough policemen to do our work. And when you send a policeman out on the road to go and do
Petrol.
traffic inspection, half of them don't know anything about traffic. You've got to put knowledgeable people who knows about traffic, to go and check the traffic. I mean, you're coming up the road and you see a big truck coming up with one light. Well, you think it is a motorbike,
Yes.
You think it is a motorbike because that one headlight, but the headlight is on the inside and you're on the outside. And the next thing you know, the vehicle on you, problem. You're coming up the road, driving in the night, somebody have the headlight full on, you cannot see. Right? That's a hindrance. I mean, all those things, people need to know that. And I think a lot of the accidents we're having is lack of driving knowledge. They think, I have a vehicle, I have a motorbike, I can just drive from A to Z, it doesn't matter, have no respect, no courtesy for the people. So, it takes a lot. It's not going to happen overnight, but they seriously have to think about it, put a committee together, look at it, and find a way to pay the traffic wardens, and let traffic wardens go around. And on a set time, breathalyzer on set time. That's when people drinking. Breathalyzer, you put those people, like that accident they had up in Vilka Spenville up there.
Mm-hmm.
You put some wardens up there, breathalyze the people when they're coming up. If you breathalyze, you over the limit, you cannot go with the vehicle, you get a ticket, you pay a fine, they catch you again a second time. That is how it's working here, and I have to go back to England. And on the third time, you're banned for about a year or 2 years, and you cannot drive again. Pay the penalty, for the crime. I think it is desperate. It's getting worse, and we desperately need a committee of people to look at the traffic. I'll stop here because I can.
Thank you. But you've given us a lot to think. Thank you so much for your insight, sir. Thank you very much.
I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the canteen.
I was really trying to get overseas, but something is wrong with the overseas line. So you're trying to get in touch with us. Okay, got to do some business in downtown, but I'll take your call. 10:03 on the hot seat this morning. You got to find out we're talking traffic. We're talking everything traffic, except gas, except the price of gas. Petro Camacho, buena dia.
Franklin, what is the common denominator in the unfortunate death of, let's say, those two individuals that had that terrible accident, went down the precipice? What's the common denominator? I did a profile, and it's always coming from a village feast. So the bottom line is zero and rum. I'm making an appeal to Triple K and Signal Band and all the bands at those village feasts. They must frighten their audience in the dance and say, by the way, two of you are going to die tonight if you drive like a monster. Because Franklin, I will recall in my teens, I ran a stop line in town and I got a ticket, and there was this magistrate called Ephraim Georges, and he is the one that I will never forget that statement. He said, young man, a motor vehicle is a monster. And if you must behave like a monster, I have no choice but to separate the two of you. Franklin, you cannot be in a village feast drinking and partying and go home tired and sleepy. One, you either fell asleep or you were drunk and you had your girlfriend with you. Was she taking you to heaven in the drive? Were both of you falling asleep? All those questions must be asked. What is the common denominator coming from a village feast? So, Triple K, you have to frighten the audience and tell them in the dance, if you behave like a monster when you're going home in your car, you will die. You will not make it home. Franklin, I would like to ask the Minister of Public Works to tender his resignation. Let me tell you why. Is he not realizing that more you put up these Chinese aluminum poles, more they're coming down, more you're putting them back up, more they're coming down for them to borrow the solar lamps? When Domlek put up these heavy-duty Ghanese poles, wooden poles, in 200 years, not one have been taken down by any individual.
You have a point there.
Except in an accident.
Or hurricane.
So you see, why do we have to keep using those aluminum poles, which are probably 2 millimeters thick? Either you can blow them with your breath and they will come down, or you walk with your hacksaw and they can easily come down. Somebody is not understanding. Stop using those aluminum poles. They're not fit for Dominica because we have a special breed. I just wanted to make that contribution. Franklin, I've made my contribution already in the past, Matt, on the licensing department and rolling out licenses non-stop.
Guys, still bring me up to date. Bring me up to date because the audience may be fresh. I have not heard that one. So I'd be happy if you just recap it. Thank you.
The whole idea is I was made to reverse up Mount Bruce and reverse into the side lane. Are they doing such these days? You just rolling out drivers. The last thing you must tell the driver when you give them the license, by the way, you're in a monster, and if you behave like a monster, both of you will not make it. You have to just load them and let them know that, to respect the vehicle. The motorbike fellas, when they put their engines to idle, have you observed that what the engine is telling you? I bet I kill you, I bet I kill you, I bet I kill you. You know what I mean? They have to understand that. Respect the motorbike, respect the motor vehicle. If you're sleepy, do not go home. Park on the side of the road and fall asleep. Take a 15-minute nap. Do not go to those village feasts and drink. Untold drinking. It's not going to work. You're not going to reach home. Have a blessed day, my brother. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You gotta fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone.
Lowe's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or launcher. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. Got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. At Contact 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmet location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
The views expressed during this program are not.
Life's an adventure, and we're here for it. The memories, the milestones, the vibes. At Sagicor, we're in your corner, handling the hard stuff so you can live loud, dream big, and focus on the big picture. Life insurance isn't just about what happens someday. It's about living fully today. With Sagicor, you can get real benefits now, not just later. So go ahead, book the trip, go on that adventure, chase the dream. We've got you.
Sagicor, because life insurance is for living and your best life starts now. Visit Sagicor.com to learn more.
All to you, that's why I want to say thank you.
On Friday, August 29th at 10:50 a.m., Creole Helmet and Q95 FM invite you to a moment of national reflection, a living tribute to one of Dominica's most impactful sons, Honorable Julius Timothy, a statesman, a visionary, a sportsman, an exceptional businessman, a servant of the people, a man who stood firm when bold ideas needed brave voices. When the World Creole Music Festival was just a dream, Julius Timothy stood up. He championed it. He fought for it. And today, 28 years later, the World Creole Music Festival echoes the world. A global cultural legacy rooted in the courage of men like him. And as we celebrate this milestone, we awaken the spirit of our ancestors. Those who fought for freedom, who overcame shackles, suffering, and silence, and who gave birth to our rhythm, our language, our music. Now as the drum beat deep within us, let us rise up and pay tribute to a man who believed in his people, who believed in Dominica. Let us give him what every living legend deserves: gratitude, respect, love. Join us August 29, Julius Timothy Day, recognized by Creole Helmet and Q95 FM. Family, friends, colleagues, fellow Dominicans, call in, share your words, celebrate his journey. Let us honor Julius Timothy now while his heart still beats with ours. Because true gratitude is most powerful when it's given in life. Friday, August 29, 10:50 a.m. on Q95 FM. A living tribute to Julius Timothy, brought to you by Creole Helmet and Q95 FM as part of our celebration of the World Creole Music Festival at 25. Let the helmet of a grateful nation be heard.
All to you, that's why I want to say
Thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. Due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble. Sorry, folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
There's one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on.
We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG United Insurance. Good like that.
Boy, you keep happening again. Campaign gives you a trip on the motor plane. Let me tell you how you could win on Sunrise Airways and let's express the feel. We hot, hotter than summer. Buy 2 big disinfectant. We in a trip to Barbados. Buy any size disinfecting. We in a trip to Antigua. Buy any size clean and white bleach. We in a trip to St. Kitts. Buy some nut ice cream. And we in a trip to Guadeloupe. Buy your Brittle snacks. And we in a trip to Glen Martin. Buy some ginger wine. We in a trip to St. Lucia. It's hot. We hot, hotter than summer. Fine foods hotter than summer. Path to paradise. Shop now and win. My favorite hot. We hot, hotter than summer. Big news, Dominica! DeWitt Center is now even closer to you with the opening of DeWitt Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at DeWitt Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
Oh, you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but he had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my power with us, huh? Saka fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? I'm my pocket boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Goldwyn, you're still telling me. I know already. Tu paga respect him, why? But it can even people pale. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
Cause I'm on my way. KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp at 614-2633 and your order will be delivered to you. KFC, it's good. Cause I'm on my way.
Get ready for back to school with Radio Shack. Up to 25% off back to school accessories and tech to choose from. Do it your way. Save on devices from laptops, tablets, smartphones, and so much more. Don't delay. Shop today with no cash with Ready Finance Easy Payment Plans. We are your one-stop technology shop for everything back to school. Radio Shack.
At Bloombox, we now carry and are fully stocked in granola fertilizers. Urea 46%, great for leafy green, 15-15-15, great for all vegetables or young fruit trees. 20-20-20, best for foliar spray and seedings and small vegetables. 12-12-17, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits. 12-24-12, root crop fertilizer like dasheen and white potato. 12-4-28, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits. Red potash for fruit trees and vegetables. All the fertilizers you need are available at Bloombox, located on Federation Drive, Goodwill, second property on the right after the Valley Link Road. Your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
Calling all parents, the perfect opportunity to bond with your child has arrived. The Dominica Cycling Association is ending the 2025 cycling season with a bang, presenting the Secondary School Race and the Kiddie Cycling Festival. Geared for young cyclists aged 5 to 15 years. Fathers, take your children to the Dominica Cycling Association's Secondary School Race and the Kiddie Cycling Festival on August 24th, 2025. It will be a fun time for the little ones. With games and races for all participants, the cycling festival will be held on Sunday, August 24th, 2025 from 1 p.m. at the Bayfront in Roseau. For registration, contact Ronald Charles and Associates at 1767-276-2421 or any other member of the DCA executive. The registration fee is only $5. Deadline for registration is August 21st, 2025.
ISA Trading Limited does it again. Another great product you want at unbeatable prices you like. Just received Olive Oil's Land brand Cold Express Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Finest quality of olive oil. Available at 500 milliliter and 1 liter glass bottles. Delicious, healthy and nutritious Olive Oil's Land olive oil. Now available at ISA Trading Limited. Prices as low as $22.50 per bottle. ISA Trading Limited, making a difference for you.
It's a celebration. It's in the feeling in the inside. It's in the minute and I was fine. It's nothing that sets us apart. Who we are. Give it up like he's one thing. Together going strong, no matter what we keep things going. Before we will go home, it's up in the sky, celebrating on, let your rhythm flow.
Exciting news from AutoTrade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of AutoTrade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, AutoTrade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items.
Technicians. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by Auto Trade every last Thursday. At Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions. News Dominica Do It Center is now even closer to you with the opening of Do It Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at Do It Center Express, your partner in home improvement. Now, closer than ever.
Ooh, oh, oh, KFC. Ooh, oh, KFC. Looking for some place to go. Meals for soul. KFC. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the place to be.
And you and me. KFC.
KFC. It's finger licking good.
Yeah. All right. It's 10:22 and 25 seconds counting Tuesday morning. As we could just continue, just a little break, do some business downtown. But we've just had the opportunity to just stick with a theme this morning. Tell me what's on your mind, because we're running out of time. Won't you ever set me free? That's just what's killing me. That's what the vehicle is saying to you. What is the vehicle saying to you? But why? Okay. Cemetery calling you then. Okay, so I'm my partner. Many years ago, I just started emceeing shows in Dominica, and that would be just about a million and a half years ago. There was a Calypsonian named Mighty Choke Choke. Famde Mafia, Patrino, say no kingdom there, be a master, Patrino. Wrong the country is agriculture, marijuana, mafia. So Mighty Choke Choke is in Europe. You know already when you are scene with your beard rough and your bongos and you have some kind of those days was the big spliff and you're natural, I tell you're healthy and strong, you have free legs and you're good. So white lady came to Dominique and say, yeah, that's the perfect specimen. Look, Nomte are you man gifted and talented, fall in our category. Brought Choke to somewhere in Europe. We talk. So, but I didn't know his name because that happens all the time. When you have a name like Choke, Mighty Choke, maybe he choked twice. There's two chokes. Maybe it's a choke from the vehicle. Maybe what happened to you? Why choking? Well, he sings calypso. I mean, rough partner, but strong. So we keep communicating. He says, well, this is your real man. Moses, boy, best MC in Dominica. You remember when you come on stage, man, and you introduce me? I never get shivers, I said, yeah, good. I just remember people. Well, I know, mister. Chuck that there, man. Yeah, so Chuck called me and tell me, listen to the program every day in Europe and hear that.
Uncle, let me tell you, Rasta, and I have like me live in Sweden.
Sweden.
And what the partner said is really true because you have to drive on ice, you have to really read a whole book, and still it give you 100 questions, like it's 500 questions, and you have to get 75 right. And if you don't get 75 right, you have to do it all over again. And then when you're going to drive, you have to open the bonnet, you have to know everything under the bonnet. And then you have to go and drive, and speed limit and sign is important. Because over 20 years, my license has with me Rasta. And when we come to Dominica, I just ball because Dominica man does not read. Man does man does drive in only man got likes. The man does know the rules of driving. So what the partner says is right because he live in Europe and that's the way, you know. Same, that's a big love, man.
Okay, so the vehicle driving you crazy. So we moved from Dominica to Europe, all the way in Sweden, where we're getting comments, and because we're going global. Let's move from Sweden. Let's go to it's not New York. Let's go to the United States.
Good morning, Franklin. Franklin, I'm not even sure if it's just strict lies we require. I've seen little things that can make a difference in Dominica. Things like actual signs that say speed limit. I don't recall seeing a speed limit in Roseau or entering Roseau for a while now. And, you know, there are these little speed limit markers that you put on poles that tells you how fast you're going at that particular time when you pass these poles. I mean, if we don't have the police to man these things, why don't we get things like that and put a camera above it so you can get a ticket even in the mail based on your driver's license as to how fast you pass this place if you were over the speed limit. We need speed limits in Dominica because Tooth Moon, quasi plenioni, whole. It's almost like people believe it's a plane they have on wheels. So I cannot drive in Dominica right now because you're driving 40 miles per hour. The road doesn't allow for you to drive more than that. And people, young boys, young girls that just get their license yesterday passing you at 60 and 70 miles per hour. It haven't got that one road in Dominica. You should be driving 60, 70, 80 miles per hour on. Because everything, for one, all engineers in Dominica was bossy. So all road in Dominica is curve and twist. Your participate on straight line at all. So let's start with getting some speed limits around the place and speed limit markers so people know what they are to be driving in certain areas. When you're coming upon an area where you may have children crossing the road from school and so on, there should be a marker saying school children crossing or people crossing. We have none of those things. These are little things that I believe can make a difference and we should put in place. Because half of the accidents we are having, corrected on that, to me they're not happening at nights. A lot of them are happening just as well in the day. So what happened? Is it that people are not seeing light? Or do we need to include an eye test in our driver's license? Because we should. I think Dr. Ricketts recommended that years ago. That is something that they need to pass laws about, that you need to get your vision checked before you get a license, especially your peripheral vision. So you are not just getting a license every vehicle. Thank you, Franklin.
Thank you, my dear. Okay, so that we moved from Europe, from Sweden, we moved to New York, and now we come back to Dominica. Good morning. We're talking traffic 10:30 in the morning.
Hey, good morning, Franklin.
Go, hold on a while. Hold on. Let me cross the street. Hold on. Stay there. Be careful. Let me crossing the street. Hold on. Okay. You can cross now. You can cross. Okay, come. Yeah. Talk to me now. I had to make sure you didn't get. I didn't want you to get involved with the traffic. It's all right. You can cross now.
You're helping somebody in the traffic, yeah, man.
Yeah. Yes. This is real radio, bro.
So
Yeah.
you had a senior driver, Leon. I think he maybe lives in England.
Yes.
Qualifier and has many many licenses for different driving skills in terms of buses and different things. He drives maybe in England.
In England for
And let me
22
tell you,
years, yes.
So in his deliberation, to me, he said that he offered maybe some advice to the traffic department here.
Yes.
Now, to me, I understand saying that they don't have this little booklet anymore.
But he's suggesting that they begin to have booklets in Dominica and that be reviewed, and that every passenger, every driver, whether you've been there before or new ones, you need to know some of the fundamental basics for Dominica in particular, tailored for Dominica.
Bro, when I remember, when you were speaking about that book, it brought me back to the 80s, and maybe somewhere about maybe between 83 and 85. When I remember me and my friend, Dave Winston, when we went for his, turned 18 and went for his license, we actually used to sit down and go through all these questions.
Hold on, when you say Dave Wilson, you're talking about Paylau brother? You mean
yes,
Sherman
Paylau's brother? Paylau's last brother.
Well, yeah, that's Dave and myself. We went to school together, same class.
My brother, I know that. I remember even Sherman Winston. I remember your relationship with Sherman and Paylau back in the day. So Dave was my friend. As a matter of fact, it's like I almost lived at their home.
All your neighbor, all your raise up neighbor.
Yeah, right. Let me say something there.
Yeah.
We used to sit down and read this book and to cram up all the signs and all the regulations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because we didn't want to fail any of them. And because in his family they had maybe about 2 or 3 vehicles, he got his license very early. But I actually went through that. My family didn't have vehicles, but at the same time, I knew all these traffic rules and regulations, where you overtake, where you don't overtake. Even with the senior talking about hand signage, and he made an observation.
Yeah.
There's no hand signage now because everybody driving with their dark glass up. And these things are so important because he made another point. You don't even know if your light, your indicator is not working, so that's where a hand sign comes in. And he's always giving it to you almost like straight from Britain. But we had it straight from Britain also, you know.
Yeah.
What we had was straight from Britain. And to hear that is no more, it is appalling. But it's a whole corrupt system because what? The people are going for license lately there. I mean, even let's what Simeon told you he heard on a bus. I mean, I heard much more than that.
Wow.
And I know situations where vehicles don't go to the traffic department to be inspected on a year-to-year basis, and they get their license renewed. It's serious stuff. Yeah, no serious stuff. No inspection, no nothing. It's just underhand bills. That's what it is. And I'm saying that, and I know that certain people are saying, shit, hear what Mr. saying, because they know they are part of that kind of thing. It is going on in our society because it is corruption. And we have a corrupt head. So if the fish rots from the head, what happens to the rest of the fish? Can you eat the rest of the fish if the head is rotten? My brother, this thing is serious. What is happening there is no child's play. You have people that come in on the streets and driving young. Well, you can say young, but a lot of people coming on the streets with vehicles now that they don't even know the instrumentation on the vehicle in terms of where their dim and bright and everything is. You never come in, well, you're not driving. I am this road, and I can be flicking somebody that have a bright in my eyes, and they're not dimming, and sometimes I can tell myself, they may be not even aware of what is the switch for the dim and bright. Because they didn't learn the instrumentation, they didn't get these little books to go and study to learn the road rules and traffic regulations and all that. And that is the situation in Dominica right now. So when we see all these accidents, yes, we have the same kind of roads to have. We have more drivers now. But if you have inexperience, you remember how many, the senior there, he mentioned that with so many times, knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You have to have people that are knowledgeable. He said that how many times, and that's a key word there. Now that knowledgeable goes a little further. When you go and license your vehicle, you have a person giving you an inspection there that if you go into the legitimate process. Now, you have policemen there that asking you to maybe put on your wipers, press your brakes and that. But are they knowledgeable of what it takes to have a roadworthy vehicle in terms of the suspension and all that? My brother, this thing is serious, you know. Yeah, you might just be looking for a defective tire that maybe don't have treads on it. But at the same time, it is much more than that. Now you have another aspect of all the aftermarket parts all the aftermarket service of the parts that are sold. how durable are they in terms of ball joints and control arms and brakes? These
Yeah.
aftermarket brakes are shitty brakes. And I'm telling you, I'm saying that from experience. I used to always have genuine brakes, and because I didn't order genuine brakes, I just bought a pair of aftermarket brakes, and this is the shittiest brakes I ever get. The car doesn't stop properly on that. Now he told the old man was telling you earlier on about stop and halt.
Yeah.
What is the difference between stop and halt? Halt is an abrupt stop. One time, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Now, the stop now, like he explained, like you could come to the stop line, you slow down, and you sit clear, you look left, you look right, and you go. But halt is an abrupt stop. You stop immediately. That's abrupt.
Oh, yes. I wanted the
That's the
clarification.
difference.
I wanted the definite
Yeah, no,
clarification.
and I have to put that in because when you ask him, he explained, but at the same time, I wanted to really explain the difference between stopping and halting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in traffic rules, you have that. You have halt and you have stop. So halt is different from stop, but so it's an abrupt kind of stop in halt is. And then you have stop where you come in a stop line, you have your foot on the brakes, but you're still cruising at 1 millisecond or whatever the speed is. But you're looking at the sky and you continue to go. That's not an abrupt stop, that's not halting. So all these things have to be taken into consideration. And my brother, the fifth start to rot from the head, what's happening in terms of inspection, that has to be taken into consideration. The roadworthiness of the vehicle. I mean, I tell you straight, I feel away, and I'll tell you one of the critical things I see. You see when it's tourism that the buses that carry all the tourists, and they are edge vehicles with bad suspension, and maybe the shitty brakes I'm talking about, all these things have to be taken into consideration because my brother, our terrain is hill and more hill, you know. And then most of the sites that you take the tourists to is up mountain.
Yeah.
I have seen a bus. Now, if you watch, I can give you an example, and you were saying that earlier, give examples of it.
Yes.
When you're going up to Trafalgar Falls, and you pass anywhere from that riverside bar, where they have this big pipe that coming down, and you're reaching the Papyrus area.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Two vehicles cannot pass there, you know. And imagine a coaster bus going up with passengers and one coming down. So the one that going up might have to heel and go back down to allow that one to pass because two vehicles cannot pass there at the same time. And this is a heavy traffic area when it comes to the tourism. The authorities have found no way to do something about that, the conditions there. Now you have a situation where I think one of the big pipes had actually built and created a problem in that area. That area has never been fixed. And this is one of the most visited sites by the tourists. And you have coaster buses going up there. My brother, all these things are just disasters waiting to happen. And when it happens, what we do, like what we're doing now, talk about it. But the guy was talking about the community have to come together in stuff when it comes to doing stuff like that. Mm-hmm. One of the things I feel the community is not going to come together in anything is what I said earlier in the week, where you have the house is divided. If your home, one single home is divided, the rest of the society is vastly divided because it's houses that make up the society. Enough said, have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Murph. Be careful, be careful. It's 10:39. Be careful on the road now. Okay, so let's play this one. Take Me Home, Country Road. So thank you for all of your comments and observations. If you're going to call my international line, so if you can call me, my telephone number, you can send me a voice note, 315-7275. So somebody was saying thank you very much for that all over our listenership across the borders. My number is 315-7275. Send me a voice note.
Take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mama, take me home, country road. All my memories gather round her. Miners, ladies, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty takes the moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road. I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country road, take me home to the place I belong. Virginia, mama, take me home. Country road, country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mama, take me home. Country road, take me home. Country road, take me home. Country road.
Yeah, but no, Matt taught me well, so I was trying to actually get somebody from Penville to tell me about the family member. This, so if you can give me a buzz back and just touch base and share our sympathies with the family. There, anybody who knows and has a number for any close relative who's willing to just tell me about their loss in the nation, I would get everybody to just sympathize with their passing and your loss. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Good morning. 10:43 morning time. We still remember the loss. Yes. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sandy. That's me again.
Yes.
Just wanted to interject something there.
Yeah.
When this thing you mentioned about everybody driving in their dark glass and know nothing about this hand signage anymore. Because you really can get access to Pedro. I remember back in the day when things was something that was so much of almost like it was illegal. I don't know what changed, but I remember Pedro committee confirmed that that Pedro, I think, and then brought in a vehicle that had a factory tint. Factory tint meaning that is not you that put it in, right?
Okay. Yes.
And I remember they were getting problems to license vehicles back in the day.
I think I remember
Even
that.
with factory tint, asking them to take it out. Now, you can't remove a factory tint. And today, look at how tint is used indiscriminately. You can actually be looking into a vehicle. Rather than looking at a vehicle and just cannot see nothing in it because even the front glass is tinted, you know. You know that impairs your vision.
Even if you are the driver, right? Even if you are inside driving.
My brother, it impairs your vision because you're supposed to be seeing clearly in front of you, and you have something, a tint in front of you that diminishes the capacity to see from certain angles properly. I personally would never tint the front of my glass. I have nothing to hide. And anybody calling that protection for your dashboard, there are other ways to protect your dashboard than tinting the front of the glass. It impairs your vision significantly, especially at night, especially when you're driving at night. So you can imagine all these things that cause an accident. Now, when you have the traffic rules and regulations, you didn't have that. Now, even I'm going a little further. When a vehicle had a defective muffler making noise, that was a traffic violation. Today, you have vehicles and vehicles, bikes, everything that actually taking out their silencer for it to make noise. It didn't come like that. They removed the part that mutes the noise for it to make noise. A vehicle could never license back in the 80s with a defect, and that would be considered a defective muffler or silencer. And we had defective mufflers back in the day because we had leaded gas. Since they take out this leaded gas and they have unleaded, the mufflers last a little longer. So you don't have all these big vehicles. Remember, we used to be little boys and because that's because you had the lead eating of the metal because of the residues of the lead in the gas. Now, because you have unleaded fuel, you don't really have that problem like before. But people actually creating the problem now by removing the part that's supposed to silence the vehicle and let it make noise. You know how unbearable that is for a sick person at night when you're passing, rah, 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 rah. And there is no law for that. The noise abatement act doesn't maybe even consider something like that. Have a good day, my brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for that. Love you, man, Mervyn. Thank you.
Managed to save just a little bit of money, won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs, find and see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, with the bottle, that's the way it is. He says, body's full.
You know, so just it's amazing how radio and communication have advanced our connection and connectivity. So I'm here sitting in this wine colored velvet covered swivel chair, and my partner is in Sweden, Choke, and he heard the comments. Choke, talk to me.
Well, forgive me, you make me laugh, boy. You make my dear Rasta. That's why I always love you. Well, once you forget the tune for me, I will give you a piece of the tune. See my parents work deep in the Zion. See my parents work, oh Jah, in the Zion. When they work, they can't achieve nothing. When they work, they can buy a bean. Mafiala, Kavini, Katrinu, Sinuki Nomtela. Patrinu, Mafiala, Sinuki Nomtela. Wrong the countries, agriculture done, they can do nothing better. What we got is just pure banana, come on, Mafiala, Prime Minister. Rastafari live. Rasta, pick up yourself, look time over bridge, you know. Everything's safe, you know. See, last year, I bless you. And bless my white bully. Sin, Rastafari.
Scene, kerosene, and gasoline all in one. I just want to try one more time. I know I'm not going to get through. International line, you on? Okay. If you can't get on, call me. You there? Okay. I'll come back to Dominica. Good morning. 10:40.
No.
Yes.
Good morning, Franklin.
Hey, I thought you said I see go country.
Of course, I go come.
And you're going to tell me. I'm glad for you. Talk to me.
I got a pregnant in New Zealand.
Oh, yeah?
And then, a sad news that just hit me, then I just hoping that's not true. Long coffee.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
So my name, basketball long coffee in Bath Road there?
Yes.
He passed?
That's what I just getting to know there.
Well, I guess the Bible is correct, and it came to pass, but I didn't know he was not well.
I too, that's when shocked me this morning. First thing I seen on my phone is that I didn't open it.
Yeah, I just got a confirmation there that he did pass. Yeah.
You got the confirmation?
Yeah, somebody just confirming to me right now in the studio that
that one shocked me. I really wasn't with
it's not too far from me. No, he's 3 houses away from me. No, on Cork Street there. Yeah, we played basketball together, and he played football for Kennedy, for Kensborough. Yeah, defender.
Yeah.
Well,
I just go there the day.
Oh boy, may his soul rest in peace. We didn't come to stay. Yeah, you too. Eh? Yes, indeed. Yes, thank you, Blue. Okay, and no matter what happens, cannot get through. So in case you want to send me a voice note and you really want from overseas, my telephone number is 767 315 7275. I lost this one also. Okay, so yes. Okay, that brings us. Look how far we've driven, my baby. 10:50 in the morning. Just a different variety, just my style. Thank you for your continued calls. The overseas line is it doesn't seem to be functioning. It's all electronic. It has a mind of its own. Mhm. You're still alive. We're still together. Still going strong. Yes, you're still the one. The best listeners ever. Talk to me. Good morning.
Hey, one of my favorite songs by Shania Twain, boy.
Yeah, but you too. That makes two of us. We.
Yeah, let me tell you, as a matter of fact, the whole thing about it is a sweetheart at the time that introduced me to that song, and trust me, it just stayed with me.
You
But
boy.
I call you yes when you said about long coffee. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, Christine Piper who mentioned that to me earlier this morning.
And I just talked to Crispin a while ago before I came to work.
And it really hit me. And the first thing I asked if he wasn't doing well because I was seeing him.
Yeah.
And didn't realize he was sick to the point where the office passing this morning. So unfortunate. But my condolences to his family and the neighbors and all that because he's a good guy, helpful guy.
Yeah.
Well-known guy in the
Quiet
community,
man.
sporting activity. No man, a humble soul.
Very
A
humble.
soul.
And that
A
smile of
humble soul.
his.
Let me tell you, this is
Mhm.
and as we say that, look at the stature of the man, a giant.
Giant man, you boy.
Soft.
The man I taller than the man taller than me, you know.
Yeah, a soft giant.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. I mean, I was fixing this and I mean, I am short,
Yeah.
Yeah. And another man looking down, talking to me. I didn't have to give him my ear to hear,
You had a good soul, man. You had a good
I'm
soul.
telling you. Anyway,
Yeah.
my condolences to his family and asking them to stay strong and go deep prayer and, to find some kind of peace
Okay.
because it's not easy when you just meet somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
A prominent person, a good soul, and then,
Yeah, and blood.
they just fade away. Yeah,
Yeah,
but my grandfather used to say, good soldiers don't die, they only fade away.
You fade away, yeah.
There's a good soldier that just faded away.
Prepare my.
You have to joke to get me. When I tell you my uncle died.
What did I say again? Oh, again?
I tell you father died. I just never respond.
I can't remember because as we bought you.
Anyway, if it comes, anyway, good.
Okay, your pal died. I think I said. Oh yeah, I remember now. Oh yeah, man, he died a long time. He just passed away the other day.
Yes. Yeah, because I said your pal died.
Okay, I played that one for you. Oh, make my thing for me. Make my portion 99 for me. I come in.
Yeah.
Okay, look a song for you. Enjoy that. That's for all the likers, the lovers, then the friends. Guess what they said? Where? What did they really say? Tell them the best part. Are you strong? So you and her, she and him, who are they?
It's still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. It's still the one I kiss goodnight. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said, I bet they'll never make it. But just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. We're still to the one I belong to. You're still the one I want. You still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. Still the one. Belong to you. You're still the one I want. Oh, you're still the one that I love. The only one I dream of. Still the one I kiss goodnight. I'm so glad we made it.
Look how far, come on, baby. It's 10:26 morning time right here in Q in Dominica. And yeah, you trying to get me overseas. It's not working. However, I've got a friend overseas. He's been traveling around countries around the world, and he's a white man with brown beard and what do I say, burgundy hair. And he's a real bona fide, certified, qualified, crunchy white man. And the man brought music from Dominica. He trying to sing Dominica music. And the boy hitting the target on the head. Check it on my Facebook page. A white man. And the boy so in on that. Check my Facebook page from Mr. Let me tell you something. A white man that's singing that, that's speaking, hello, you're what? No, that's English. But it doesn't matter. But the American, Mr. singing that. And when I hear Mr. singing, we want dear Papa. So. Cannot take it, baby, fast. Oh, fancy. All right, man, all you that there. Yeah, boy. Boy, I tell you, Dominica to the world. Yeah, Mr. Singing song there, Mr. Going good. Let me see what we say. Yeah, but no, whoever it is, okay, I'm gonna try one last time and let you know, please. Maybe we can try tomorrow. I won't tell you no, but I'm not getting you, and you're not getting. Yes, thank you very much. I have a friend, Nads. Yeah, that's just say yeah, she saw it. You see, but white, but not easy. Yeah, check my page. You'll find it on Facebook. Yeah. So it's all happening. Dominica, well, we're still good, Dominica, we're still good. We have some good stuff. If I have to live in another place again, maybe I would. Well, Antigua is my next adopted home. That's where if anything happens, I got kids there. I've got my children. I even have a grandchild coming up and so on. But Dominica, I'll do anything for you. Just as from Gloria Estefan, try to find songs that you hadn't heard, that you forgot. But really and truly, I'll do anything for you.
Anything for you. You're not here since you said we're through. Seems like years and I keep dragging on and on. Forever been gone. Still I can't figure what went wrong. I'd still do anything for you. I'll play your game. You hurt me through and through. But you can have your way. I can pretend time I see you, I don't care, need you. See me crying, you know inside I feel like dying. And I don't care for you. In spite of it all, I've learned so much from you. You make me strong. Don't you ever think that I don't love you. For 1 minute I forgot you. Sometimes things don't work out right. You just have to say goodbye. I hope you find someone to please you, someone who can believe you. But if that someone ever hurts you, you just might need a friend to turn to. And I'd do anything for you, give you up. That's what I should do. Maybe I can pretend each time I see you that I don't care, I don't need you. And go inside, I feel like dying. No, you'll never see me crying. Love you. And for 1 minute, I forgot you. Sometimes things don't work out right. You just have to say goodbye. Don't want to say goodbye.
11:02, there's some uninterrupted music until it's 12 news, and then we return. We have an attorney and some very interesting angles. We'll be talking everything. Hopefully, we'll get somebody from the traffic department to join us, and that's the talk on the block this afternoon. We're going round and round in circles and showing we're still sticking with the traffic and other things that are necessary for direction, for correction, and not for insurrection. See you later.
Sometimes it's hard to make things clear. Know when to face the truth, and I know that the moment is here. I'll open my heart and show you inside. My love has no pride of peace. I've got nothing to hide. So open your eyes. See who I am. And not who you want for me. I am only myself, myself. Now, oh, get you somehow. Don't wanna lose you now. Forever. But if you want me forever, we all make mistakes. Y'all lose our way. But we stood the test of time. And I hope that's the way it will stay. It's all up to you. Tell me to go.
to walk. I know that I don't want to lose you now. Gonna get through somehow. Don't wanna lose you now. Forever, never. Baby, I'm courage, but if you want me forever. Early morning, there's a message on my phone. It's my mother saying, your heart is not open, so I must go. This has been broken, I love you so. Freedom comes when you learn to let go. Creation comes when you learn to say no. You were my lesson to learn. Was your fortress you had to turn. Pain is a warning that something's wrong. I pray to God that it won't be long. There's nothing left to try. There's no place left to hide. There's no greater power than the power of goodbye. The heart is not open, so I must go. That has been broken, I love you so. You're my learn. I was your boyfriend. There's nothing left to do. There's no more to do. There's no greater power of good. You are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way. But we are two worlds apart.